So we got what, like 3 and a bit hours ish left of this stream. My goal with this is to do the quickest Gfred that has ever been done before. Oh, how innocent and naive I was. Little did I know the journey that I was about to embark on that all started right here. This video is brought to you by Broughy.com/support. Head to that link for all sorts of information on how you can support my channel, from links for direct support to referral codes, and even an article on things you can do to help your favourite creators. So there's the any % rules for Gfred now, where you can just get a car as quick as you want, you can use the Sea Shark, you get the laser as quick as possible. The current record for that, the world record, is 10 minutes 33. And it looks beatable in terms of I've looked at it and seen plenty of areas where time could be saved. But whether I can do that or not is a completely different story. Looking forward to giving it a try. But yeah, the any % rules is you're not allowed to use glitches. It's basically the traditional rule set. So it's like no glitches, no weapon usage or anything like that as normal. So like a normal Gfred. It's just that you can use any vehicle at any time, basically, for any %. So we'll see how it goes. I tell you what, let's just go straight into it. Let's do it. Let's just get a a feel for it first time out without any real thought of how to do it. I'm just gonna go straight into it and see how we do. So by the end of this video, you'll have seen the fastest Gfred to ever be completed, but it would be remiss of me not to give a short bit of background, and it was all triggered from this comment on the no restrictions Gfred race we did during the week of Gfreds in September. Yeah, I've always wondered how quick a Gfred could realistically be done with no restrictions whatsoever. I'm considering making that a solo world record category, any %. Just maximize everything. Now initially I wasn't interested in trying this myself, but the shorter nature of the run did appeal to me, so I made the official any % rule set and a number of times came in. First was a 10:58 and then a 10:45, both by Blue Mini, followed by a 10:33 by GTA Dream Master. As part of my recent stream week, I wanted to do some runs myself, but I didn't really expect anything. I did the same thing for the traditional Gfred rule set, I think it was for my stream week last year, and I eventually gave up. But like I said, this shorter format appealed to me enough that I was willing to devote a stream to it at least, since it might be a bit of fun and is exactly the sort of thing that my stream weeks are about in the first place. So last Saturday night after the podcast, I spent about 3.5 hours doing any % Gfred runs. In my first few runs, I was obviously way off the pace that I was looking for, but it was actually GTA Dream Master, who still holds the PS5 any % record since I was doing this on PC, who was my biggest cheerleader during the stream, really helping me refine some of my lines and strats, and just generally wanting me to beat him, which was really lovely to see. A lot of the usual Gfred speedrunners were supporting me in this pursuit as well, and giving advice whenever I needed it. But of course it was me they were dealing with, so even though at one point I actually found a quicker line into Zancudo to improve the existing run, most of those early attempts were filled with fails as I learned the ropes and did usual Broughy things. I'm probably going to crash here. Okay, rip. I'm in the classic speedrunner fashion. We start again. Did the solo runs before. I very rarely got. Oh, there we go. Oh, and then I punched. Ah, that wasn't. No, I've gotten back on it. I got back on it. Oh, oh, that didn't go well. Meh. Missed it. Crashed it. I mean, I knew it was over and done. God damn it. God damn it. See, this is why I need the laser practice. God damn it. I mean, this is the speedrunning experience, right? Like, I'm showing everybody what it's like to speedrun something. It's not just doing it and getting the world record that you see in the videos at the end. There's so many hours of this first. Nah, nothing. Excellent. Oh my god, that was nice. Okay. Now we're cooking. Gotta be a good spawn though. It's a bit far away as well. I'm learning. I am learning. An exemplar's not gonna do it. There's the bike. Oh well. Again, I'm gonna do a bit of laser practice in this one. There's got to be a time saver there, surely. It seems quite inconsistent. Is it different when you're over the city? Oh! Oh, sweet Jesus. This is what we're dealing with. Those who bet on me not to break the world record, I think you've got a safe bet there. This is what you're dealing with. Oh, really? Bollocks. And still no PB. This is what I said at the very start. It's one thing to... It's just a completely different thing to actually do it yourself. And if you don't have the ability and skill to do it yourself, then you're just never going to do it, even if you can see what you need to do. Having said that though, it wasn't long before I realised that this might actually be possible. One of the early decent runs that led me to that conclusion came from finding a Huntley S on the first road, which before this I didn't even know spawned there, and from what I've learned that's the only place on the map that it does spawn, although it's a very, very rare one. Well, there's that rare Huntley spawn.
This shit's fucked up.
I would never have believed it. A Huntley can spawn here. No way. Hey, I'm only like 3 seconds down. 2 seconds. No way. 536, that's where... It's exactly level? Holy shit. Okay. This is actually world record pace at getting the laser. I'm gonna fluff it up now, but... Oh, what a scumbag! Fuck! God damn it. It's the most difficult one, isn't it? This is where it is. This is where it's all going to be. I saw GTA Dream Master put in the chat -2 seconds after Chiliad, and my heart rate started to increase a bit. Well, I say a bit. A lot. I didn't realise I was actually quicker. Up until then. The previous world record before GTA Dream Master was a 10:45, I think. And I wouldn't have beat that either. Almost. Well, that's the best one so far. Whew, my heart. I wasn't expecting that from the Huntley. My first ever under 11-minute Gfred. 10:47. Wow, okay. Now, the 10:33 run that I was trying to beat actually got a motorcycle super early on that first road, which is an even rarer spawn than the Huntley, I think, and took that all the way to Zancudo. But when I got to Zancudo a few seconds earlier with a baller, I realised that I could actually do this. The run was basically two halves. I was working on perfecting the first half with driving, car RNG and small refinements, while the second half would all be about simply executing correctly to hit the checkpoint with the laser, and also making sure the landing gear was up. I'm convinced that this line that I've found to get into Zancudo is quicker, going through the fence. It has to be. It feels so much better. Oh my god, I'm like 10 seconds ahead. I'm like 10 seconds ahead. What is this? The friggin' landing gear was down. I don't know whether, I think it's been down all the way. I thought I closed it. Shit. So much to remember to get a perfect run, I know. The thing is though, it's like it's here, it's within my grasp. Like, I didn't think I would ever get... I was 10 seconds almost, I think, quicker to get the laser than the current world record. Oh, that was nice. That's the best I've done so far, surely. But then it's all about the RNG, isn't it? What the cars are going to be. I feel like I've been pretty lucky with the Baller and the Huntley. They've been great cars. Still remains to be seen whether there's time for switching cars. There's no Sea Shark. God damn it. But time and again, the observatory checkpoint was proving to be my ultimate nemesis on most attempts, being the hardest to hit in the run, and right before the finish line, it's the perfect choke point. Alongside that, and all the times where I'd have to restart the run just due to bad RNG on Sea Shark or car spawns, I was running out of time on the stream. Well, it's facing the right way at least. I'll take that $20. Alright. Alright, so I'm what, like 13, 14 seconds down? Will I be able to make that up? Alright, that puts us 5 seconds ahead. I've lost my bearings. Relax. I got blinded. No! It happened again! Ah! I blinded myself! It was so weird. I got like... I looked and I couldn't see anything in front of me. It was just all a big mess. I couldn't see the observatory. That was so weird. Shit. 8 seconds quicker when I hit the checkpoint. Oh, this is so possible. I got my best run of the night late on into the stream and got agonisingly close, but after that point I started to get really bad luck with sea shark spawns, the stream was running out of time, and I was running out of energy after a really long day. Nope. Alright, let's see how it goes. I think this is one of the quicker ones, top speed wise, stock. I got it a little bit late, but at least it was facing in the right direction again, like the 9F was. A couple of seconds down on the 9F time at the quarry. Looks like we might be, what, on pace? Yeah, about a second quicker or something, I think, this time. I missed it! I missed it by a second! Oh, no way! Oh my god! Okay, half a second. Half a second. Okay, now I'm second for life in Gfred any percent. It's possible that the vanilla GTA portion of tomorrow's stream, if I don't get this, becomes this. Because I'm feeling the fact that I'm getting more tired, I'm getting more of a headache. There's no sea shark. It's very possible that if I don't get it by the end of this stream, because I can't really extend this stream because I need to be up early in the morning and I need to eat and stuff. I can't just leave it. I can't just let this rest. Good. That was a good spawn. A good transition. Sea shark won't be here this time. I've learned a lot, to be fair. This has been quite the journey. To be half a second off the world record and to have had an 8-second and 10-second improvement on the world record before choking it at the last moment, like, that's more than I ever expected, to be honest. It's not there. I can't believe it. It's unreal. So after all that, this was the last run that I did on that first night, and I was really starting to struggle. I already had a headache that had come on during the stream, but it got so much worse after the stream to the point of tears at some point. It was one of the worst I'd had in a while, so yeah, thanks speedrunning for that, I guess. But yeah, I did do this last run, and I decided that I'd finish it regardless, just to, you know, put a decent end to the stream. I did actually get a really great start on this final run, but the car spawned a little bit too far away on that first road, and the best option that I had with the highway RNG was either the Futo or the Dominator. I chose the Futo and finished the run, but it was never going to be a competitive time, this one. But I'd learned a hell of a lot, you know, and I was ready to devote an extra bit of time to this on the next day, on the final day of my stream week. While I'd be far from completely fresh, I'd at least be a little bit better than I was at the end of this first stream of attempts. So, you know, I just couldn't leave it at half a second away after having been multiple seconds up in previous attempts, with my best runs still being from the Huntley and the Baller, although the 9F wasn't too far away either. If you do want to watch both streams in full to see all of the attempts and how things progressed, I'll leave links to them in the description with timestamps. They'll be there forever, so my entire process will remain documented in the future. But as far as my first 3.5 hours at attempts had gone, I'd failed to get the record. and it was going to be left to a few hours remaining on the following day to try to get it. Okay, well, this is deja vu. This is just like carrying on from last night. So the new record is 10:31.9, I think. But really, I need to be getting under 10:30. That's the goal. That's the aim. I genuinely think the quickest way to do it is actually to get a baller or a Huntley and take that all the way. Alright, we're just getting back into it. So after one getting back into it style run of 11 minutes and 2 runs that ended early due to bad car spawns and no sea shark, on the 4th run of the morning I got this one. Now I'd lost count of the total number of attempts, but we were probably closing in on 40 to 50 at this point. Between the previous night and now, the record had come down by a second and a half, with GTA Dream Master getting a 9F early and setting a 10:31.9 on PS5. He'd actually set that before I started attempting my own runs, but he just hadn't published it, and given everything I'd seen the day before, it was still beatable on PC by me. I just had to put it all together and get some decent luck. Unknown to me at the time though was that another record was out there. Overnight, Sheeppog, I think it was, had set a 10:24 on PC with a weird and rare little trick that launches you off the bike and off the island that saved them 6 seconds to the sea shark. I'm glad I didn't know about that at the time, because I might not have even bothered trying to beat it, but technically that was the time I was aiming for, a 10:24. Although keep in mind that anything I can do here theoretically can be at least 6 seconds quicker because of that trick, but also that particular time save is a significantly rare occurrence, which is why the regular speedrunners don't bother even trying it. You'll see it at the end anyway. As for this run, I started the Sea Shark a little bit behind the best time I'd ever managed previously, but really aced the transition to the road. Then it was all about what I was going to find there. Oh, Huntley spawn.
Holy moly!
I'm taking this all the way. And I got it pretty early as well, like a 1:32 or something. I've got to take this all the way. See what I can do with it. I haven't had this since the very early runs where I didn't really know what I was doing. The Huntley, the special rare spawn that was the first car to get me to the laser on world record pace, and which at the start of this journey I didn't even know could spawn here or in GTA Online at all. It's always been one of my favourite cars, easily my favourite SUV, and it was back to give me another shot. After all my musings about it not being worth it to change cars, there's no way I was getting rid of this, and as I approached the quarry, I realised something special was possible with this special car. Okay. I'm so far ahead at the quarry. And that was the last I spoke for the next 7.5 minutes. After all the hard work, all the hours of learning, all of the failures, giving myself one of the worst headaches I'd had in a long time, I knew that this was the best chance I had to make it all worthwhile. I just had to execute everything how I knew I could. Push it to the max to Zancudo, find the right balance between speed and safety in the laser, and see what time would pop up. I'd done all the individual steps before, I just needed to put them all together, and so far this run was as quick as I'd ever been in any beforehand up to this point. Now I guess I should clarify at this point, because no doubt some of you will be asking, or have already commented to ask before waiting for the video to finish, it's not quicker to go get the laser before the quarry. This has been tested, and the time loss from going to the quarry in the car is actually less than the time loss from going to the quarry in the plane, just because the quarry is so far away from Zancudo and LSIA. You're just adding so much extra flight time in comparison to only a little bit of extra driving time. And no, you can't get any other planes or helicopters anywhere else on the map. Only the laser spawns in jobs. It's crazy to think of all the little things that go into a run like this. Getting off the island perfectly to save 3 to 4 seconds, swimming the right line to the pier to save another few, driving the Sea Shark accurately and getting off it smoothly to save another couple of seconds, getting good RNG with a car spawn either on the first road or early on the highway, driving the right line into the quarry to minimise the time spent in there and keeping it smooth on the run to Zancudo, straight lining as many of the turns as possible while missing all the traffic, then getting to Zancudo and trying to perfectly execute the new line that I found. So many things can go wrong even just on that small moment. You turn a bit too early and you hit a rock. You turn a bit too late and you lose time. You crash into the fencing wrong and you get spun around. Even on the first half of this shorter Gfred run, there's so many ways to lose time with just the driving. When you think about the full Gfred runs, it's even more crazy. But I was at the laser once again, and I was at it quicker than I'd ever been before. A full 10 seconds faster than the previous 10:33 world record marker. But I'd been here before. Not exactly this much quicker than the previous record, but close. And each time, something had gone wrong. A crash, or a missed checkpoint, or both. Driving is something that I'm familiar with in this game. Flying planes isn't. While most of the time saves in this run are done in the first half, I still had to execute the second half well. If the first half is about pushing to the limit to get the quickest time possible, the second is all about simply not choking. At least it was for me. But this was it. This was the best run I'd ever had up to this point. So while I didn't want to go too crazy, I also didn't want to play it as safe as I'd done in the past on some of these checkpoints. I really wanted to push the limits of what I could do and leave nothing on the table, since it's highly unlikely I'd ever have the time to revisit doing something like this ever again. I'm not a speedrunner. I'm not known for speedrunning things. I can't suddenly devote 4-hour streams every week to doing this because most people would probably rather see me spend those 4 hours doing Gfred races, or regular GTA races, or randoms, or car testing, or any of the other things that we do. And to be honest, I think I'd prefer doing those things as well. And doing it off stream in my free time is a no-go also. That's just the nature of being a married adult with household and general life responsibilities. This was a very special moment in time during my stream week where I was aiming to achieve something unique, and it all came to a head with this run right here. Even though most of the plane section of the run is fairly boring and doesn't require much thought, unlike say having to concentrate on driving and dodging traffic in the first half, I wasn't even risking saying anything even now. I was just full concentration because I knew that the chance of this ever happening again, both a run this good and me ever trying to do this again in the first place, was remarkably slim. This was my one opportunity. And as I was getting closer to Chiliad, I stuck with my fairly consistent decision of playing it safe with the checkpoint up there. Only a few times had I gone round to the left to try to get a better line, but I didn't feel the time save was worth it much in comparison to the extra risk of crashing or missing the checkpoint, so I went in straight, got the checkpoint safely, turned around sharply, and set off on my way to the final hurdle. And so this was it. Once again, it all came down to my nemesis. It always does, the observatory. The place where I died the most on previous runs. The place where it's so easy for it to go wrong. The hardest single part to execute in the entire run and the perfect final choke point. This was far from a certainty. Oh my god! Oh my god!
Someone clip it!
Oh god!
Oh, God.
I didn't think I'd get it that quick.
Why
10:22,
why would you
5.
do that?
Yes! Oh my god.
Why would you do that? Oh, what a scumbag.
I got like I can't like explain how that feels. That's just mad. I went to why am I emotional about it? I went to bed last night after getting like that half a second gap and missing out on half a second, and I just thought, that is me, that is my life. Like I never ever excel. I never hit the I never first, second for life. We could joke about it, but it's usually the thing. I'm always pretty good at stuff, but never like the best at anything. And I woke up in the middle of the night multiple times for other reasons last night, and my first thought was this. It was in my head all night, like how to do it, which parts like it was just there, and to have come back today and got the world record for that I improved my time by what, like 12 seconds, improved the world record by 10 seconds. That is the fastest anybody has ever finished Gfred, ever. And I did it. I have that. I guess I can say now that someone contacted me last night telling me they'd got a 10:24. I asked them to keep it under wraps for now because you may feel that it's unachievable today. I think I made the right choice. I think if you'd have said to me if someone had published a 10:24 in the meantime, which I knew someone would do that, I think I might have decided that, okay, I can't, there's no point, let's just not try. But it doesn't matter, doesn't matter. I got a 10:22, so it even...
He's a scumbag! He's an absolute scumbag!
Honestly, the improvement you've shown since yesterday is insane. That whole section to Zancudo now is just... Yeah, considering it's been, what, like 4 hours of trying, I think it's been a good improvement. Like, from not having a clue initially and not having any... I just went into it sort of trying to figure it out. Shout out to GTA Dream Master, to be fair, for really helping me in these early stages, getting me to sort of, get it out, get it done in those early runs to figure it out. He was, considering he had the world record that I was trying to beat, he was my biggest cheerleader on the side, so that was nice. But I'm so happy. Like, even if it gets beat, and it probably will, because that's what world records are meant to be broken. But to have as of right now, as I'm sitting here, I have the quickest world record time for the any percent Gfred, which is also the quickest time a Gfred has ever been completed, regardless of rules. It's just like, oh man, the Huntley S, man, the Huntley S did it. I went to bed last night. Well, in my many thoughts about this during the middle of the night, I was thinking, the best, and I said it at the start of the stream, the best way to do it has to be not to change a car, but you have to get lucky and get like a Baller or a Huntley at the start. And I used some of my own strats, I know, right? And I got to improve the run by improving the road into Zancudo. Even the laser probably wasn't even that great of a run. Like, there's probably little minor things you can do better in the laser, but it was the first half that I was focusing on, and then the laser just, had enough time in hand. I can't believe it. World record. Solo world record in something. Me? What's that all about? Thank you guys for all the support during this. All the big Gfred guys helping me and supporting me, and all of you in the chat just being here. I've done some speedrunning and I've had some success at it. I think I'm done, by the way. I don't think I'm going to do this again. Like, I had my taste of speedrunning and it was, fun because I enjoyed this run a lot more than the full Gfred run, but I don't think I have the mental fortitude to keep going. Like, if someone beats it by a second, I don't think I can keep going for another 20 runs to get it another second down. And, I don't have the time, honestly. So, this was it. Pulled off a Rosberg, yeah. Got the top spot and then out. And so there it was. I'd actually managed to do it. I'm 100% certain I won't be the world record holder for long, especially since me doing these runs of this will no doubt have increased the interest in it from others, and already has. But for this moment in time, I'd set the fastest time Gfred had ever seen. As always, you can keep up to date on all the records at broughy.com/gfredstats and get the full rule sets and more info at broughy.com/gfred. As always, thank you all so much for the continued support, and I'll see you next time.